Oh my gosh, let's watch TV. It's 2024 and we're back after a hiatus.
Oh my gosh, everybody, I missed you terribly. So sorry. All kinds of things were happening, but we love being back. I thought my boss fired me, but that wasn't the case. We just were sick and all kinds of stuff.
You can't get fired from a hobby.
That's true. Well, I could. But anyway, nice being back to see all you guys. Missed you terrible. Happy New Year.
Mr. Terrible. So glad we're back. What's what we're going to do 2024. What's what we're doing for 2024 for the people, for the children, for the honeys who listen to the podcast.
Okay.
We're not going to do a TV show. We're just going to catch up real quick. We're going to catch
today.
You, actually. Catch up with you, catch up with y'all. But just so everybody's aware, in case you're new here, because your boy did hit 1 million followers on Instagram since we've been gone. And since we've been gone, I can breathe for the first time. Name that tune, Fran.
Name that tune?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can breathe for the very first time.
You just combined Like a Virgin and Kelly Clarkson Since You've Been Gone is what you just did.
Since you've been gone.
Yeah. Thanks to you. Anyway, this podcast, we usually watch TV shows or movies or honestly, whatever you want to send us. Sometimes it's been YouTube series, lots of documentaries. Mm-hmm. We tend to lean cult heavy. So
yeah,
just know that. And the way we get our shows is you call in to the Let's Watch TV hotline. You leave a voicemail. We play it on the show and we dedicate the episode to you. If you have a show that you want us to watch, go ahead and give us a call on the Let's Watch TV hotline at 248-383-5753. 248-383-5753. That's 248-383-5753. Hey.
And I still can't remember it after all that.
Well, early onset Alzheimer's will do that to you. Except,
well,
at this point, it wouldn't be early.
Oh, yeah, it would not be early, but nevertheless. Listen, can I start off for just a minute, if I could? This is
please.
This is called Let's Watch TV Chit Chat. First, I want to say your Royal Oak shows in November were fantastic, but a couple fans came up to me and they handed me this gift and they said, our teacher's side hustle is jewelry and we upcycle authentic Chanel buttons and vintage jewelry to create something new. We wanted to share this with you. Here's a piece of your own. Lots of love. Taylor M. and Chris W. And they gave me, I don't know if you can see this, most beautiful pearls. And what they didn't know is I love pearls. And there's an authentic vintage Chanel button on there. It's just beautiful. I want to thank them so much. And in the comments, if you would please leave me your business information, I'd love to look at your website. Maybe other people can. They didn't even leave that for me. It was just a genuine, beautiful gift. So I love it. Thank you so much. That was very, very sweet. First time. Never had that happen before. I was.
They made me this too. My new Mr.D. brand cup.
That's right. So cute. But thank you so much.
Podcast test. I love it.
I've been holding that since November and I want to make sure I got that in. So thank you. Joey, what has been up with you, buddy?
Me, then you. Okay. So, Morgan and I have decided that for the year of 2024, our goal is to eat more vegetables as much as possible. We are both very high carnivores, eat a shitload of meat, and we want to do it both for our health and for the state of the globe. However, we have decided that we are going to start taking part in Meatless Mondays. Baby steps. We're getting there. Mm-hmm. Every Monday is going to be meatless. We're going to aim vegan. We're going to settle for vegetarian, but we're not going to eat meat. Today is the first Monday. I am starving.
You're starving every 2 hours.
I feel like I've eaten an entire bale of hay today, and I am still hungry.
What did you eat today so far?
God, what did I eat today? I woke up and I had avocado toast that I made. I do that Dave's Crazy Bread. I love that.
Oh, I love that stuff.
So good.
Yeah.
I did the Dave's Crazy Bread. I toasted it. And then I have this big ass heirloom tomato. She thick. Okay. She a thick girl. And I'll slice it.
Yeah.
Just enough. And it took up the whole piece of toast, believe it or not.
Wow. That is
Put
big.
that slice down. Put chopped up, mashed up avocado on top of that.
Oh.
Then I put some microgreens, salt, pepper, garlic salt, and some vinegar. I love
no
red
egg
wine vinegar on my avocado toast. Well, I didn't do egg because I was shooting for a vegan. So
an egg on there would have gave you the protein you needed.
I knew you were gonna do this protein thing.
But maybe avocado has enough.
Protein.
Because that's what gives you energy
Avocado's
and builds your muscle.
Energy comes from seeds and beans.
Well, let's see how far you get with seeds and beans. I want to see you run a marathon on seeds and beans.
And people do it. So don't run that little mouth of yours until you know.
I said you.
Okay. We're going to tell it to the fans. We're going to tell it to the fans right now. This is the same woman who tried to tell me that the best breakfast for you is a McDonald's McMuffin because it's perfectly balanced in the food pyramid. Sure, maybe. Balanced with trash.
I didn't say it's the best breakfast for you. I did not say that. I said if you're going for some fast food and there's nothing else you can do, you take off the cheese.
Oh, God.
Take the cheese off of that Egg McMuffin.
This is some bullshit, first of all, because you didn't start the sentence with, if you're looking for some fast food.
Sometimes you're on the road and there's nothing. Have you ever been on the road?
The conversation didn't start like that. You were telling me that McMuffin is the best burger. Let's backboard this. I had one time when I was in a fraternity, one of my fraternity brothers made spicy jalapeno tequila by letting a jalapeno ferment in some tequila for a couple, weeks. It was spicy as shit.
Deadly.
This girl drank it and she goes, oh my God, I'm allergic to peppers. And she was allergic to peppers. Her fault because he was offering spicy pepper tequila, right?
Right.
Now, that motherfucker, when he came to chapter meeting, on Sunday, his words verbatim, he goes, I don't know what happened. I literally said to her, would you like some spicy pepper tequila? She said yes. I said, okay, are you allergic to peppers? And then she did. And we all looked at him. We're like, bullshit. You didn't stop and be like, are you allergic to peppers? Any part of the pepper plant? Anything in the pepper family? Seeds, stems, or skins? We were like, bullshit. You said spicy pepper tequila. And then you poured her a shot and you did it. And he was just like, oh, nope. I asked her. We're like, this is some shit.
Yeah, he remember. He did.
But then he got in trouble because the rule was you weren't allowed to have communal alcohol. Back in our fraternity, you had to check in your alcohol at the bar at all the parties. We had a bar and a bartender, and you had to check in all your alcohol.
Who was the bartender? Another fraternity brother?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But,
so what's the difference?
I know. But here's the thing. Here was the good thing. Every party we had, 5 brothers had to be sober.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it always ranked. Seniors never had to be sober. But everybody underneath had to do like at least one rotation a semester. And the younger you were, you had to fill in the spot. So when you were a freshman, you might have had to do like 3. Right. Or depending on how long you've been in the frat. Like if you joined it when you were a senior, you probably still would have had to do 3. Anyway. And then there had to be 5 sobers at a party. You wore a shirt that said sober. And one was the driver for the fraternity driver. So we had an on-call driver every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Wow.
And if you were the driver, you started at 5 and you weren't done until 2. and this is before Uber, so nobody like we weren't calling taxis and no one was getting in a car. Everybody just knew the sober. You would go on the website, who's the sober this weekend, who's the driver, boom, and you'd call him and he would drive you anywhere. He'd pick you up, drop you off wherever you had to go.
Oh, that's awesome.
One time we were so wasted, we made the sober driver drive us to East Lansing.
Oh, how
I know, I never said.
Gas?
No, we were in college. It was the worst. That was we were assholes. We should have never. That was so bad of us. But and then two of the sobers circled a party, and one of the sobers was the bartender. And usually there was two behind the bar. But you would check in your alcohol. They'd check in. They'd mark how many drinks you gave them, and then they would check off however many. And they had the right to not serve you anymore for the party if anyone was like 2 out of line.
Did that ever work?
And if you wanted your alcohol back in full, you had to leave. So we had like systems in play. Thinking back on this now, because not like all the time.
It's like the prison inmates are guarding the prisoners.
I mean, kind of. And
yes.
sometimes it was like if Andrew. Like my best friend in the fraternity, Andrew, like if he was the bartender or I was the bartender, sometimes if we had to cut somebody else off, I would give Andrew their drinks. Or if he had to cut somebody off, he would like give me their drinks. He was a stickler though. It was hard to get him to break the rules, but yeah, that's how we ran the fraternity. And anyway, so yeah, he's like, I asked her, are you allergic to pepper? You didn't fucking ask her. So anyway, wow, it's kind of like crazy to reflect on that.
Oh, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it was smart and all, and at the same, it was smart. It was a great concept, but. Like I said,
honestly, it was awesome because there was no Uber. So like if you went to the bar, I remember it's like January and you would just stand out in the cold and freeze until your taxi got there. Hopefully they did. And to call a taxi was like, first of all, expensive. And it was like, and you'd have to, and if you didn't call a taxi, you'd walk from downtown back to the house. It was so cold. It was like freezing cold, snowing crazy. And
no GPS.
I remember everybody who I was with would be waiting for their taxi or whatever, and I'd just be like, call one of the brothers, and I was like picked up in 5 minutes, gone, free, out.
Can you imagine how costly that was for that kid who drove you to Lansing?
No. I think I remembered we had a budget, and I think that person got like $25 or $30 for the night, which would have filled your tank back then, and it would have been for the night that they were. And then like when the driver wasn't driving, they would just hang out at the house until somebody else was like, yo, can you drive me? And then they would. But it wasn't, cool. I'm pretty sure we budgeted that they got some money back for sure. And also, people used to try to be like, oh, I don't have a car, I can't be the sober. And we were like, nope. And you had to use somebody else's car.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. So we would do that. Like who's using whose car, or if like
you had a car.
I did not have a car until my freshman junior year. I don't think I had a car.
Sophomore year. Yes, sophomore year.
Second semester sophomore year. It was second semester sophomore year. I vividly remember this. No.
So vividly you thought it was your junior year. You got it in your sophomore year. You didn't get it in your freshman year. Oh, junior I know year. It for a fact. I know it for a fact
because...
No.
Ma'am.
We bought you your car. Let me back your train up. We bought you that car.
My freshman year, I lived on campus, didn't have to drive anywhere. My sophomore year, I lived in Jamestown with Dan Colesmith, and I remember he didn't have a car either, and we were asking our friends for rides non-stop because neither of us had a car our sophomore year and decided to live so far off campus, which was a stupid decision. And then our friends were getting like so annoyed with us that we either both got cars the next year or I got a car second semester sophomore year. It was one of the two. I don't quite remember.
It was for your birthday, and it was the second semester your sophomore year. But you did. Great. You know, it's amazing how many stories come out about even now about your college days, and they were so far. They were so gone. Sometimes
oh my
I think,
God,
oh
I
God,
forgot about
don't
all
tell me.
this.
Well, listen.
So you got something? Because I got one more
Yeah,
thing.
I
But
do.
you
I
can
wanted
go.
to talk about New Year's resolutions, sort of thing.
Oh, well,
You
yeah. I
talked
guess
about
ours is Meatless Monday. What's yours?
right. Well, one of the things, if anybody saw this reel
Non-exaggeration.
with Chris Powell, who's a nutritionist and exercise. And if they saw this reel, he plays it out like it's a scene from Love Actually. If you've ever saw that movie where the guy is doing the cue cards at the to Keira Knightley at the end of the night, and he's
Yeah,
professing his
yeah.
love,
Very
but it's by
familiar.
cue cards. Okay, well he did that, and it was the coolest thing. And the last cards read, with any luck next year, you realize you can do it. Stop dieting, stop making resolutions, and start keeping your promises to you. Start keeping a promise to you
Okay.
and see how much life can change for your health. You can do it.
How much?
And I thought,
Did
I
he give you
like
some
that. They don't call
facts?
it resolutions. He calls it promises, keeping promises to yourself. I just want to say, I like that. I haven't quite started yet, but I have to start. I have to start this week because I have to go find a dress for your wedding, and I will have to wear a curtain from a drapery shop, I think, if I don't get this.
You're gonna be
I must
like
have gained
Carol,
I must have gained
Carol
10
Burnett in
pounds
that
over.
Gone with the Wind skit.
Yeah. I must have gained 10 pounds over Christmas eating
Oh,
cookies
come
and
on, not
cookie
true.
making, and oh my God,
Falsities,
I can
false
feel it.
lies.
I can feel it. I can feel it. It's terrible. So I got to get it off because I got to start looking for a dress because your wedding's only short months away. It's coming up quick, and it's making me nervous. So anyway, that's that. So, can we go with shows premiering in 2024? Is that okay? Do you have something before that?
Shows premiering in 2024. Okay, we can.
Or
but Can I
returning
start with one of the first shows that I've watched in 2024?
that you watched?
Yeah, it's gonna
Was it a
blow your
premiere?
marbles to bits.
Was it a return or?
It was an extension of something we've watched for Let's Watch TV in the past.
Okay. What was it?
Do you
Mm-hmm.
remember when we watched a show called The Curious Case of Natalia Grace?
Yes.
Now, for those of you who are longtime listeners, you're going to chime on in and you're going to remember this. For those of you who are new here, we watched the show. It was called The Curious Case of Natalia Grace. It was about a girl who was adopted from I forgot where, and she was a little person, and she had
From
some
Russia,
big
I think.
features. I don't really remember. And the family discovered that she was actually an adult woman pretending to be a child. And she'd tried to kill the family and all this it was cuckoo bananas. Well, this year, just now, it just dropped a couple days, weeks ago maybe, they did part 2, and it's all from Natalia's perspective. I'm going to give a spoiler right now, so if you don't want it, don't listen. But Natalia, first of all, she went back to her medical records. She found out that the family forged her medical records to move her age older. Then she went to the dentist that she used to go to as a kid. And she said that the parents were like, she's older, she's older. And the doctor brought up her dental x-rays from when they first brought her to her and showed that she had baby teeth coming in from the bottom and teeth that were falling out. And he's like, this only happens between the ages of 7 and 8. So when you saw me for the first time, you were 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah.
And the family took her to a new dentist to deny all of that. Then she was like, I don't know how old I actually am. I have no idea. She went to a doctor who did a blood test on her and found out that she was about currently to date, or when they filmed it or whatever, 22 or 23. I think that's what they said. 22 or
When they
23
filmed
years
it?
old. When they filmed it. I don't know when they filmed
I'll film the
this.
second part.
So the family actually gave up Natalia and sent her to a home for adults with special needs, because they're like, she's an adult, she has special needs, get her out of her hair, goodbye. They dropped her off there when she was actually only about 8 years old.
Oh God, don't even.
Isn't that sick and disgusting?
That's sick and disgusting.
It's sick and disgusting. And what's worse is this family is like not in prison right now.
Oh,
not in
I
prison.
don't even know why you watch that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, whoa. Poor, that's right.
Crazy cuckoo
anyway,
bananas.
if anybody wants to watch that, watch the second part and it's gone. The show's premiering in 2024 or returning. One of the big ones premiering, big news is
Tell
The
me right now.
Trust on Netflix.
Never heard of it. Tell me more.
Trust
Wait,
on
this
Netflix.
Is big news. Where are you reading about it?
It's just big news.
Oh, it's big news for us. It is big news for real.
It
is. It's the winter
January
Netflix
10th.
reality hit. They say
this week. It's
this
what?
Wednesday. It's today.
No, today's the 8th.
Mom, this comes out on the 10th.
Yeah, today's the 8th. Oh, the show comes out on the 10th. Oh, got it. Well, I'm talking to you, and I forget that we're recording.
You guys, the podcast is just going to fizzle out one day, because one day we're going to come on this podcast and you're going to be like,
what day
can you grab the casserole from the fridge? Hey, Joe, it's 1955 and I'm smoking inside. Like, literally.
I forget because I think I'm just having a conversation with you.
No, you forget because...
I
forget Dementia because you got.
I think dementia. We're talking, and anyway, it premieres. It comes on tonight, the 10th, and it features who, Joe?
Gasper Randazzo, my good buddy Gasper, is gonna be on that show.
He's gonna be on that show. He filmed it and everything.
Can't wait.
So
even Morgan is like, "This is crazy." I'm like, I know.
I know it's got to be. So he must be so excited. Have you talked to him?
Oh, yeah.
Is he
I'm actually podcasting with him immediately after this.
Are you? Okay. Oh, fun. He's got to be like losing it. So we're going to be watching that, and we're going to be reporting on it every week in Entertainment News on The Trust, because it's one of those reality game shows. So everybody watch that starting on
It is a show. I do have to say, I'm so happy about this show because, first of all, it is a show that you and I would have watched for Let's Watch TV anyway.
We would have.
And now Gasper just like happens to be on it, which is going to make it even better. And then on top of that, Gasper, since we know him in actual real life,
personally,
him and I are doing, we're going to talk about it a little bit on our podcast, Social Studies.
Right.
And then we are doing behind the scenes interviews with him for our Patreon, patreon.com/the Social Studies podcast. So if you're liking the show and you want that real, the real deal, that's where you can get it.
That's good. I can't wait to hear all that because I'm a Patreon fan. So that's really good.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait. So also, the Golden Bachelor wedding was on last week on the January 4th, if anybody watched that. The Golden Bachelor, he got married. It was on TV. They showed the whole thing. Did I watch it? Yes. Was it interesting? I mean, sort of stupid. The wedding in itself and the couple are very much a beautiful thing, right?
Are they sweet? Like, is she sweet?
They're very sweet.
I do have to admit,
sweet.
When we did the show, The Golden Bachelor for Let's Watch TV, I loved it, and I fully intended on watching the rest of it. But, Mom, I had you and I both. We had the busiest winter ever, so crazy. I just didn't keep watching it.
Besides being sick and everything. Well, I did, and I would record it and I would pick it up and watch it. But what they had, the wedding they were beautiful, but then they had these Golden Bachelorettes come back and they were doing spot interviews, and the person who officiated was one of the Golden Bachelorettes, and it's
God.
Okay, why couldn't we take that a little more serious? I don't know. It kind of bugged me. Anyway, it was on. It was good. It was fine. And all these Bachelor people came back and they were all invited. I'm sure they were all very close friends, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, that was. The other thing is the show that I really, really enjoyed, and we did it on Let's Watch TV in 23, was the show Farmer Takes a Wife.
Loved it. That was a good one. That was probably one of my favorites that we watched for Let's Watch
Yeah,
TV.
it was. It was good. And it premieres on February the 1st, so all that you know. The other one that became my favorite, and I didn't have a chance to continue watching it, but Mom and Dad are going to watch it. I'm just having problems getting into Hulu. But anyway, it's on ABC. And it's Only Murder.
This is so funny. I hate on you a lot. I joke with you a lot for like locking yourself out of these accounts, but low key, I lock myself out of everything. So I do reckon with you with that.
Yeah,
anyway,
I could.
Continue.
You know what's stupid about Hulu is you've got to scroll down and hit A, B, C. That is it seems so archaic.
Really too is the best shows are on streamers, and the streamers have yet to merge like cable. Remember how they used to sell cable in packages, and they're like, you can get this package and you'll get these channels, or this package you'll get these channels. Why can't I pay like $100 and get like Netflix, Hulu, and Max? Like, can you guys just get it together?
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting. Well, you're buying a package of competitors, and I don't think
but these individual, I haven't done the calculations of how much I spend on streaming services yet out of fear for my wallet.
Yeah,
literally, every time I open YouTube and I watch a commercial, my wallet just shakes in fear. I'm just this close to paying for YouTube to update my YouTube to stop getting commercials, because I literally watch so much YouTube. I watch a shitload of comedy specials on YouTube, and I watch a lot of tutorials because I'm painting my own goddamn wedding thank you cards now, thanks to you and Morgan, which we'll get into. But I watch a lot of tutorials too, and I'll be watching, get into the good part, and boom, commercial, and I'm like, fuck, again. I do feel like I'm about to do it.
Well, one of the shows that I saw on Amazon Prime, actually, I believe it was Only Murders in the Building, and now it's on ABC. ABC picked it up, and they started it from season 1.
ABC? It's going to be on mainstream television?
It's on mainstream TV, and they started already last week, I think it was, with season 1, episode 1. It is hilarious.
That's so not a traditional network show, though.
I know.
But wait, didn't I hear something that they originally tried to... It was originally for ABC or NBC or something?
I think so.
I think it was. God, I still can't get over this. We were just talking about this the other day. If you're an OG listener, you know that we listened and we watched the show Reboot, which was on Hulu a couple years ago now.
Yeah.
And loved it. One season canceled. I was like, that's crazy. We watch a shitload of shows because we're couch potatoes and we love heart disease. But when that show, we know a good show when we see one, and that was a good show. Was it not?
Yeah. It was very good. Very good. Another show coming back is Deal or No Deal. And of all game shows,
Shut
and I hate
up.
game
Deal
shows,
of No Deal's coming back?
February 26th on NBC. I love Deal or No Deal. I love the concept. You know, all this other stuff.
Is Howie the host again?
Wheel of Fortune. You know what? I meant to put that, and I forgot to. I don't know if Howie's hosting or not, Howie, but it is coming back. I did watch, finally, the final episodes of The Crown for the last season, and I finished it. So I watched the final season of The Crown over when I was sick over the holidays. And they did, to me, a phenomenal job of going through the Princess Di era and, dating and, dying. They did it perfectly, beautifully. They didn't keep talking about it and hone in on it and make a spectacle of it. They did a great job. So The Crown, I enjoyed that. It was a great, great show. Really enjoyed that. Also, no, I just wanted to, so that was that. That's all I have on that. But I did want to say, you were at an Arizona comedy club. We should actually do this for, well, the Arizona Comedy Club had specialty drinks, and one was named Let's Watch TV.
Now, it's so funny.
What?
This happens often. I've never told you this. This happens often in the comedy
Yeah.
clubs.
Yeah.
They'll
Oh,
do a
really?
little research on you or someone. Usually the people who work in comedy clubs, like most of the servers happen to be comedy fans. Also, like a lot of the people on staff like were or are now comedy fans just because of the nature
Yeah.
of the beast, but they'll like know
Yeah.
things about you. So they'll like, there's always one that is referencing like the spelling test. Sometimes they'll have a drink called like Bitchy Joe because I make those Bitchy Joe
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah.
Um, there, and then they'll name it after the podcast. Like there's often one called Social Studies, but now there's Let's Watch TV. That was so cool. And I do shout out to the Tempe Improv, one of the best clubs. Can I do this? Can I give you my
Yeah.
top 5 club experiences from this
Oh,
year?
that's cool. Yes.
Here are my top 5 clubs across the country. That's gay for country. Here are my top 5 clubs. One, and this is in no particular order, okay? Now,
Yeah.
this is crazy. 2 of my top 5 are in the state of North Carolina. The Charlotte Comedy Zone and and Good Nights Comedy Club in Raleigh are 2 of my all-time favorite clubs for very different reasons. Charlotte Comedy Zone has the best staff I've ever met in my life. Obsessed with them. I went out with them every single night and they were like, "Do you do this with everyone?" And I was like, mm-mm. Y'all are just fun. They were
Yeah.
so cool. They were so fun. I love Charlotte Comedy Zone. I'm booked again next fall, which I haven't announced yet, but cat's out of the bag.
There you go.
And I literally cannot wait to go back because I love these bitches so much. They are so much fun. I can't wait. And I'm literally
Okay.
not going to call any friends or anything. I'm like, no, I'm hanging out with the staff all weekend. The end. Good Nights Rallies is run like a club should be. The staff are top notch. They're quick. They seat you. If people are getting too loud, they're shutting it up. They're shutting it down. This club is clean. So clean. Good Nights Raleigh. And the bar, which is in the front of the club, not in the showroom, the bar is so good. I would literally go to this bar just to get a drink if I was in town. So be like,
Really?
grab a cocktail. Yes, good bar, clean bar, great lighting, and they have cute merch. Love it.
Cute. Which one does
Another.
which one's near Cary?
Mm-hmm.
Which one's near Cary?
That one.
Good Night.
Good Nights Rally. Yeah.
Okay.
2 of my favorites. Tempe Improv. Alex, one of my favorite managers in the business. Love him. And that club was fantastic. The owner of the club actually was texting me from the hospital when I got food poisoning.
Wow, that was
like,
something
let me know
else.
if you need anything. I'm gonna be there. He was so quick. He was on the team with my agents and my managers and gave me, I was so concerned that I wasn't gonna get rescheduled until like a year later. They got me back in the same month. His
Oh, yeah.
whole staff was great to me. And I felt really bad because I was like, I canceled 4 shows. I did my first show, got food poisoning, and canceled 4. And
Yeah.
most of them were sold out. And that's kind of like messing with the staff's income a little bit because
Sure.
they're service workers. They're working off tips and stuff. So when I came back, one of the nights I bought pizza for the whole staff. Just
Aw.
to say thank you. Because I was like, I'm sorry this happened, but thank you for coming to work. Best foot forward. They were amazing. Tempe Improv,
Good.
love Tempe Improv. Oh God, now it's getting hard because I only have 2 spots left. Caroline's, but Caroline's isn't around anymore, so I can't say Caroline's.
Yeah, you can't say that.
I love Wise Guys Salt Lake City, great club. Keith is the man. Clean room, fun showroom, great lighting, great sound system. Penny, the manager there, is she's a cool cat. She can take a joke. And I gotta say this, Mormons. You might joke about Mormons. Mormons can laugh at themselves. Can't say
Really?
everybody because
Yeah,
that's a
well, that's
stereotype.
anything. Yeah.
But Mormons can laugh at themselves. My shows were like over 50% Mormon in Salt Lake, and I was like razzing up the Mormons, making some Mormon references and jokes and stuff like that, and they lived and loved it. Like, they were just like down ass people. So cool. And then the ones who came to my show were not judgmental. And I was so worried about that because I have friends who were like exiled for being gay. And I got to tell you what, saying that religious people don't like the gays, that's a massive stereotype. There are plenty of religious people who fully love all people and believe that God loves all people too. And that's admirable. And I was feeling that kind of love when I was in Salt Lake City. Again, a stereotype. Can't say it was from everyone. I was still probably steps away from a hate crime at all time. Another one that I love. Oh, I don't know if I want to choose this or choose a different one. I don't know. I love the Miami Improv. The bookers and owners are just the nicest people. I got picked up from the airport. I was telling them how much I love Cuban food, because I do. I love Cuban food. Boom. My last show, they brought me a huge spread of Cuban food. And I was just like, and they brought it to the green room. I was just eating it away. Shit my pants right before the show, which was great and worth it. But the Miami Improv is another one of my favorites. Shit, I have so many. I have so many that I just like love.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then you and two, are you already setting up your fall shows for 24?
I can't really talk about it yet.
Okay, I won't. But I just didn't know. I thought maybe I heard you say something, and I thought, already?
You kind of know about this, but I'm going to tell the people this. I'm doing a very cool project.
Oh, I don't know about it.
Coming in 2020, in the fall here. It like late summer after my wedding, we'll say.
Yeah.
And it's causing me to tour less in the fall. So I have some big fall shows planned. I'm going to be doing about a weekend a month because I have something else that I don't want to travel that much. So I got another thing. And when that is announced, you'll know. And now you know. Great.
I don't know you have a project at the end of the summer.
Yes, you do. Do you see the little typing box? I'll type it what it is.
Yeah. So you're not coming home. You don't come home again until 25?
Read it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I definitely won't do a Michigan show until like 2025 for sure.
And are you going to come
Rapids in the fall? Who knows?
Are you going to do big theater in Detroit when you come back?
Well, we can't talk about it.
Okay. But anyway.
Can't talk about it.
Well, Mom and Dad are going to find out what your fall schedule is and maybe pick something.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to be able to see you. You're touring so much. You're touring every single weekend, almost up to your wedding.
I literally am.
I don't know how we're going to come out and see you. You know, that's okay. Because I really miss my Mac.
When Ron's getting his new
hip. His other hip is getting
first.
done. He'll find out this week. How's my baby Mac? I had him for 3 weeks. You brought him to me and then you took him away. My sweet baby, fur baby. How is he?
He's the sweetest.
Was he whining, so Grandma?
No.
He's so cute. He was so much fun. I missed him last night. I keep finding myself putting my shoes now up on the washer and dryer, closing doors that I have to close just in the habit of when he was here. So anyway. So, are you ready for Mama Fran's segments?
Mama Fran segments. Here they come.
Can't wait to hear your band at the wedding.
They're going to sing Mama Fran's segment. Mama Fran's.
I'm going to be cutting a rug.
Fran's segments.
Cutting a rug. So anyway.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Mama Fran segments. I have, let's see. Wait a minute. Yeah. But I, a bone to pick. I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to keep saying this again, because it happened at Royal Oak at your show, and people talking during a show are continually making me crazy. These two girls were in front of us, way in the back, and we're talking not about your jokes, not about your show, about all kinds of other shit. People were turning around, glaring at them, literally, and they just looked at them like, so what? So what? And kept on talking. It's like, I can't believe it. It's out of control.
Can't do it.
Dave Chappelle walked off the stage.
Yeah, I haven't seen the footage from this yet. Can you film me?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and he walked off the stage. It was near the end, not quite near the end, because somebody was recording, and he clearly, that's a big thing about don't record, the show, put away your cell phones, and he had it. He just had it, and he walked off the stage. Some of us fans were saying, "Good for you." The other ones say, "Too bad we have to pay the price for somebody else." But I'm sure there was a lot of people filming because people just don't know how to have etiquette. It's crazy.
They literally,
so
anyway. the talking during my shows too, and like sometimes the bullshit. Some girl's phone went off front row. I literally picked it up and answered it. I was just like,
You did? Where?
Yes, I picked it up, answered it, said hello, hung up, and I threw it. I didn't throw it. I like tossed it so it like gently hit the floor. But yeah, I was just like, this is not happening,
Crazy.
girl.
So we've talked about it, I don't know how many times on this podcast, but I don't know. I do believe that theaters and comedy clubs or wherever you're at with live performance should lock up those phones in those little cases. Lock, done.
I've done it before at my shows. It was great.
Yeah, I think everybody should do it. Okay. Now, I had this Christmas question that I wanted to bring back, and it was Christmas.
Well, since I am Father Christmas, please ask.
I wanted to bring this question back because I didn't want to miss out on your thoughts about this. I was reading about people or parents who tell their child from the very start, if they're 2 years old or 3 years old, 4 years old, when they question the parent, is there a Santa? They tell them there is no Santa at those very young ages because they never want to lie to their child. And I'm thinking, but you're going to take away fun and mystery and
take them to fucking Disney World and tell them that a 6-foot-tall walking, talking mouse lives in a castle in Orlando, Florida. Well, that's fine, right?
Right. So these I think, are these parents ridiculous? I mean, I'm probably going to get hit hard on some comments.
Probably.
Most like it. But still, I think.
You know what? I got to say something about that.
Why did we take away the magic?
I'll talk about this first. But whatever. It's like harmless fun. It's part of childhood. I don't think any kid turned into an adult and was like, I can't trust my parents. They told me that a fat, white-bearded intruder used to come down my chimney and it traumatized me for life. Shut up.
Exactly.
Shut up.
Exactly.
And if you did grow up like that, your parents should have saw the writing on the walls that you were probably the type of kid that wasn't going to have it. But every case is different. For people who say this is lying, and I'm always like, boo-hoo, I'm still going to do it. I don't give a fuck. Because it's fun. You're doing it in a loving, friendly manner. You're not doing it in a, I hate kids, I'm going to lie to them way. You know?
Right. Well, you know what? The magic doesn't last that long anyway, really. It goes by so fast. Like only having an only child and having the mystery and the magical of knowing about Santa and went so fast. And when you didn't believe anymore, it was over. It was done.
It was whatever.
So embrace the magic, people. Embrace the beauty of the magic. So I just had to say that.
Whatever. Just have fun. Have a good time.
It's so fun watching out of kids' eyes. The next segment is check this out. And what I picked up is 7 strangest New Year's traditions around the world.
Ooh.
In Ecuador, they have scarecrow burning.
Interesting. I wonder why.
It says to banish any ill fortune or bad things that happened in the past year. Ecuadorians
I don't like a scarecrow, so I'm a burn
set fire to scarecrows filled with paper at midnight. They also burn photographs of things that represent the past year. And
Ecuador said bye.
and New Year's, it's just a thinly veiled excuse for Ecuadorians pyromaniacs to set things on fire.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God!
In the Philippines, round things. In the Philippines, New Year's is about one thing and one thing only: cold, hard cash. Hoping to bring prosperity and wealth for the year ahead, Filipino people try to use as many round things as possible to represent coins and wealth. Round clothes, round food, you name it, it's round. They want in.
I love that.
In Denmark, it's broken plates. If you're ever in Denmark and wake up to find a pile of smashed crockery outside your door. It's probably New Year's Eve. Unused plates are saved up all year until the 31st of December when they are hurled at the front doors of your friends and family in strangely vandalistic display of affection. Can you imagine?
Could you imagine you just like went to visit and you woke up in the morning, you're like, there's shards of glass outside my home.
Did you hear those people throwing things at your door?
Help! Help! Sprockets and toys, help!
In Spain, eating 12 grapes. As the clock counts down to 12 and people around the world are preparing to watch fireworks and drunkenly kiss each other, Spaniards are staring at bunches of grapes with a steely gaze. This challenge involves stuffing your face with 12 grapes, one for every ring of the bell. Succeed, and you've got good luck for the next year ahead. Now,
Ooh,
I know people.
That's fun.
I know people get diarrhea from grapes. That wouldn't be good. It would not be.
I love cherries, and people always ask me whenever I talk about cherries. Me too. Online, whenever people are like, "Oh, careful with all those cherries," I'm like, "Why? That doesn't do it for me, honey." Coffee, not cherries though.
We need a pound of them.
Yeah, cherries don't do that to me.
Oh, they do to me. Well, I eat a lot of them. Peru, the Takanaku Festival. This annual Peruvian festival held at the end of December is all about people beating the living daylights out of each other. Competitors face off in a ring for a round of bare knuckle brawling, which is overseen by local policemen. Takanyaku literally means when the blood is boiling, but apparently all the fights are friendly and represent a fresh start in the year. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a friendly fight and beat the shit out of you. That doesn't make sense at all.
That is wild.
In Japan, it's 108 rings. Think the countdown of 12 rings takes too long. Try 108 on for size. In Japan, bells are rang 108 times in a Budapest tradition that is believed to banish all human sins. It's also good luck to be smiling or laughing going into the new year, but who knows how you can be in good mood after having to sit through this prolonged ringing. And the last one is South America, colored underwear. In South America, countries such as Mexico, Bolivia, and Brazil, your fortunes for the year ahead are all decided by your underpants. Those who want to find love wear red underwear for New Year, whilst gold diggers should opt for yellow, which brings wealth and luck. If you're just after a bit of peace for the new year, some white pants should do the trick nicely. So that
just a bit of peace.
So that's 7 strange traditions around
that was
the
cool.
world.
That was fun to learn. I wouldn't call it strange. That's like culturally cool. I don't know. I think that's I think it's cool to like learn about what other cultures do. I don't know if I would have used the word strange, but I like that.
Yeah, it's strange. It's strange to Americans. Real quick This Week in Entertainment news, Yellowstone has its final season coming.
I heard about that.
Kevin Costner exited because find out he's directing 2 movies, but there's contention between him and Sheridan, who wrote the show. The final is in November, so everybody knows that. We've been waiting for it, and it's going to be filmed in the spring. So that is Yellowstone coming in November. Sorry.
Very nice.
Jimmy Kimmel claps back at football player Aaron Rodgers for a Jeffrey Epstein connection accusation. What happened was Aaron Rodgers, on an interview on one of the sports channels, made a comment. Let's see. It says, made a comment that when they unveil the names of the people who were at Epstein Island, that Jimmy Kimmel's name will be on that list. And Jimmy Kimmel clapped back and said, "Dear a-hole, for the record, I've not met, flown with, visited, or had any contact whatsoever with Epstein, nor will you find my name on any list. You have, you're clearly phony nonsense that soft-brained wackos like yourself can't seem to distinguish reality." And he said, "Your reckless words put my family in danger. Keep it up and I will debate the facts with you in court."
Wait, here's the thing. What did he say about Jimmy Kimmel? Because Jimmy Kimmel was on the list or whatever?
Yeah. He was on this sports interview, and there must be some feuding between him and Kimmel or something. And he made a reference that Kimmel's name was going to be on the Jeffrey Epstein visitor list, which Clinton and all these people were on it, high-profile celebrities and politicians and stuff. And Aaron Rodgers was saying Kimmel was on it.
Interesting. I gotta do more research on this list. It is fascinating if you've watched the Epstein documentary. And by fascinating, I mean horrifying. But they keep saying like this person was on the list, this person was on the list. And I'm like, he did own this island that was known for this terrible stuff, but like, was it also like a high-end resort that celebrities could just go? I don't know. Do we know that? Like, do we know that if you were going there, it was to solicit underage sex? It really?
They had women in slave trade. One woman finally came out, and that's how this whole ball got rolling with convicting Epstein. Is because she
but here's the thing. Like, hold on. The Super Bowl is known heavily for human trafficking as well. But when you go to the Super Bowl, that's not necessarily meaning you're going to exploit people who are human trafficked.
Very different. Like, was Epstein owned this island. You can read more about it. He owned the island.
I'm not denying it. I'm just saying
the reason going to the island was for all this shenanigans. So
crazy.
This week in sports tonight, the U of M versus Washington is playing tonight in the tournament of the year. Yay! We're going to a U of M party over next door.
Great. Tonight,
Sunday,
Wednesday, because it's Wednesday.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is Monday night, and it's coming on tonight. And by Wednesday, you'll know who won that tournament game. Yay! And you go do. Okay. Anyway, on Sunday, the Lions versus the Rams in a really important final game. Matthew Stafford comes back to Detroit to play the Lions against Goff.
Why are you talking to me like I care about?
Because other people do. Other people do. Other people like sports. You don't have to, but maybe you'll learn something.
This is a show about mind-rotting television, and now you're bringing sports into this?
No. This segment was in entertainment news, okay? And this is in sports news.
Pick a new
So let me do this last thing before so I can hurry up. This is important. Mama Fran's PSA.
Christ.
This is about what may cause your baby to cry in an airplane.
I thought we're not ending the podcast with this. We're not. And this is the last time. You can't end. We do a whole happy podcast, happy. And then she goes, if you see someone do this in the car window next to you, they've been human trafficked. Call them. Get them out. And you better have a Ring doorbell. Because the Amazon people are stealing from the Amazon trucks. They see an Amazon truck come up to your house and then they get you. After we have this happy podcast.
You don't want me to do PSAs anymore? Because this is really important.
Don't leave your oven on. Because the gases will seep into you at night and suffocate you. Like, seriously. Seriously.
I won't do them. These are educational moments, okay?
I won't do the last one.
Do you want me to take it? No, I'm not going to do it. I won't let people know.
Too late. Really important. Now I need to know. What is it?
What may cause your baby to cry on an airplane? Because people always bitch about these babies. And I have seen it many times. And one of the things is people do not realize, according to kidshealth.com, that babies, when they lie flat, their eustachian tubes are straight. And fluid builds up in there and pressure when the airplane is going up and landing and during the flight. So people lay their baby down and they start holding them like this. No, sit your baby up. Give them a bottle. Let them suck on a bottle, just like people might chew gum so the ears pop. Let them suck on a bottle or give them a pacifier and sit them up. If you lay them back, the pain becomes worse. So people, just think about that when your baby's crying on an airplane. It could be that air pressure in their little eustachian tubes. Done.
Thank you. We should have said that earlier, but I guess we're ending on a eustachian tube note. You guys, thank you so much for listening to Let's Watch TV. As always, we have a new YouTube channel, so find us on YouTube. You can watch the episodes there, follow and subscribe, and we love you. And
we love you. We missed you.
Don't forget to call in the Let's Watch TV hotline at 248-383-5753. That's 248-383-5753. Call in, tell us what shows to watch, and we'll see you next week. Love you guys.
Let's Watch TV.